Have you ever felt like your dreams are just out of reach? Like no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to make them come true? Well, I've got something amazing to share with you today. It's a powerful idea that can change your whole life. We're going to talk about a special way to make your dreams come true. It's called the mirror principle. Now, this isn't about doing special tricks or saying magic words. It's about becoming the kind of person who already has what you want. Think about it this way. If you want to be rich, you need to start thinking like a rich person first. If you want to find love, you need to feel lovable first. This mirror principle is all about changing who you are on the inside so that the outside world can match it. But here's the really cool part. You don't have to do anything crazy or complicated. You just need to understand how this mirror principle works and use it in your everyday life. It's like having a superpower that no one else can see, but it makes all the difference in the world. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds too good to be true. Or maybe, I've tried stuff like this before and it didn't work. I get it. I really do. But here's the thing. If you don't change on the inside, nothing outside will change. It's like trying to drive a car without turning on the engine. You can push all you want, but you won't get very far. This is where it gets a bit tricky. To make this work, you need to face your inner fears and doubts. You know those little voices in your head that say you're not good enough or that you don't deserve good things? Yeah, those. You need to look at them straight on and say, I hear you, but I'm not listening to you anymore. It's not always easy. In fact, it can be pretty scary sometimes. But here's the good news. If you're ready for big changes in your life, if you're tired of things staying the same, then you're already on the right track. Just by reading this, you're taking the first step towards something amazing. So, let's dive into what this mirror principle is all about. Imagine the universe is like a giant mirror. Whatever you show it, it shows back to you. It's that simple. If you smile at the mirror smiles back. If you frown, well, you get the idea. Now let's think about this in terms of your life. If you keep thinking positive thoughts, if you keep believing good things will happen to you, the universe, our big mirror, will start showing you positive things and good opportunities. It's like the universe is saying, oh, you think good things happen to you? Here, have some more good things. But it works the other way too. If you're always thinking negative thoughts, always expecting the worst, guess what? The universe will show you more reasons to be negative. It's not because the universe is mean or anything, it's just reflecting what you're putting out there. Here's a simple example. Let's say you wake up and think, today is going to be a great day. You go out with this positive attitude, and suddenly you notice all sorts of good things. Maybe someone holds the door for you, or you find a parking spot right away, or your favorite song comes on the radio. These good things were always there, but now you're noticing them because you're looking for them. On the flip side, if you wake up thinking, today is going to be awful, you might stub your toe, spill your coffee, and get stuck in traffic. The day itself isn't really any different, but your attitude makes you focus on the bad stuff. This is how the mirror principle works in our everyday lives. It's not about changing what's out there. It's about changing how we see things and how we think about ourselves and the world. When we do that, the world seems to change to match our new way of thinking. Now, this doesn't mean you can just think, I want $1 million, and poof, it appears. Wouldn't that be nice? It's more about changing your overall outlook and beliefs. When you do that, you start to see opportunities you might have missed before. You start to take actions you might not have taken before. And that's when the magic really happens. In the next part, we're going to talk about the 4 key ideas that make this mirror principle work. These are the tools you need to start changing your life today. So stick around, because things are about to get really interesting. Let's talk about the first key to making this mirror principle work for you. It's all about understanding what the universe is really reflecting. You see, the universe doesn't just show you random stuff. It reflects two very important things: how you see yourself and how you see the world. Think about that for a second. How do you see yourself? Do you think you're smart, capable, and deserving of good things? Or do you often doubt yourself, thinking you're not good enough? And what about the world? Do you see it as a friendly place full of opportunities, or as a harsh place where good things are hard to come by? Here's the thing. Whatever you believe about yourself and the world, the universe will show you proof that you're right. If you think you're not good enough, you'll start noticing all the times you make mistakes or when things don't work out. It's like the universe is saying, "See, you were right. You're not good enough." But the good news is, this works the other way too. If you start believing in yourself, if you start seeing yourself as capable and deserving, the universe will start showing you evidence of that too. You'll notice more of your successes, more times when things go right for you. Let me give you an example. Let's say there are two people applying for the same job. The first person thinks, "I'm probably not qualified enough. They won't hire me." The second person thinks, "I have a lot to offer. I'd be great at this job." Now they both go to the interview. The first person is nervous and unsure, which shows in their answers. They might miss opportunities to highlight their skills because they don't believe in themselves. The second person, however, is confident and enthusiastic. They speak about their abilities with conviction because they truly believe in themselves. Who do you think is more likely to get the job? It's not just about skills at this point. It's about the energy and belief they bring to the interview. And this is how the mirror principle works in real life. So, the first step in making this work for you is to take a good look at how you see yourself and the world. Are your beliefs helping you or holding you back? Remember, you have the power to change these beliefs. It might not be easy, but it's definitely possible. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how the world seems to change right along with you. Now let's move on to the second key. This one is super important, and it's something a lot of people struggle with. It's all about being patient and keeping the faith, even when you don't see results right away. Here's the deal. In our minds, we can imagine something and have it instantly. Close your eyes and think of a pink elephant. Boom, it's there in your mind, right? But in the real world, things take time to show up. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the plant the next day, right? It takes time to grow. This is where a lot of people give up. They start thinking positive thoughts, they start believing in themselves. But when they don't see big changes right away, they think it's not working. But that's not how it works. Let me tell you a little story. There was this guy who decided he wanted to become a successful businessman. He started learning about business, networking, and believing in his abilities. But after a few months, nothing big had happened. He was tempted to give up. But instead of quitting, he decided to keep going. He kept learning, kept networking, kept believing in himself. And you know what? After a year, he got his first big break. 2 years later, he had a thriving business. If he had given up when things weren't happening fast enough, he would have missed out on all of that success. This is why patience is so important. The universe is always working, always responding to your thoughts and beliefs. But sometimes it takes a while for things to line up in the physical world. It's like when you order something online. You've paid for it, it's yours, but it takes some time to get delivered to your door. Keep your focus on your end goal. Remind yourself every day of what you're working towards. Celebrate small wins. Notice and appreciate the little things that are going right. Trust the process. Remember that everything happens in its own time. Keep taking action. While you're waiting for big things to happen, keep doing what you can to move towards your goals. Practice gratitude. Being thankful for what you already have can help you stay positive while you wait for more. Remember, the mirror principle isn't about instant magic. It's about creating a new way of thinking and being that, over time, creates a new reality for you. So don't give up. Keep believing, keep working, and keep your eyes open for the amazing things that are coming your way. All right? Now we're getting to the third key, and this one is a game changer. It's all about where you put your attention. Here's the big secret. The universe doesn't understand don't or not. It just gives you more of whatever you're focusing on. Let's break this down. Have you ever heard someone say, "Don't think about a pink elephant"? What's the first thing that pops into your mind? A pink elephant, right? That's because our minds and the universe focus on the main idea, not the don't. Now, let's apply this to real life. If you keep thinking, "I don't want to be in debt," what are you focusing on? Debt. So guess what? You're likely to get more debt. It's not because the universe is mean or doesn't understand you. It's just giving you more of what you're thinking about. Instead, you need to focus on what you do want. So rather than thinking about the bills you hate, think about having plenty of money. Instead of focusing on the job you don't like, focus on the kind of work you'd love to do. Here's a personal example. I used to always worry about being late. I'd think, I don't want to be late all the time. And you know what? I was often running behind schedule. Then I changed my focus. I started thinking, I love being on time, and I always have plenty of time. Suddenly, I found myself leaving earlier, finding shortcuts, and arriving places with time to spare. This works for big things too. If you want a loving relationship, don't focus on all the bad dates you've had or your fear of being alone. Instead, think about the wonderful partner you want to attract and the happy relationship you want to have. Catch yourself when you're thinking about what you don't want, then immediately flip it to what you do want. Make a list of all the things you want in your life. Read it every day to keep your focus on the positive. When you talk to others, try to express what you want rather than complaining about what you don't want. Use positive affirmations. These are short, positive statements about what you want. For example, I am attracting abundance into my life, or I am worthy of love and respect. Visualize what you want. Spend a few minutes each day imagining your ideal life in vivid detail. Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. So make sure you're giving your energy to the things you want to see more of in your life. It might feel a bit weird at first, especially if you're used to focusing on problems. But with practice, it becomes natural. And when you master this, you'll be amazed at how your life starts to change. This focus on the positive doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to put most of your mental energy. You can still deal with issues as they come up, but you don't let them dominate your thoughts. Instead, you keep your main focus on creating the life you want. So start paying attention to your thoughts. What are you focusing on most of the time? Are you thinking about what you want or what you don't want? Once you start shifting your focus to the positive, you're really putting the power of the mirror principle to work for you. Now we're getting to the fourth key, and this one is really powerful. It's all about changing how you look at things. This key is called the mirror cycle, and once you understand it, it can change everything. Here's how it usually works for most people. They look at their current situation, form an opinion about it, and then that opinion shapes what they see next. It's like a cycle that keeps repeating. For example, someone might look at their bank account, think, I'm always broke, and then they keep seeing evidence of being broke everywhere they look. But here's the exciting part. We can flip this cycle around. Instead of just watching what's happening, we can choose to see the good things that match what we want, even if they're small. Choose your view. Instead of just accepting what you see, decide how you want to see things. If you want to be successful, start looking at the world through the eyes of a successful person. Look for evidence. Once you've chosen your view, start looking for proof that it's true. If you've decided to see yourself as lucky, notice all the little lucky things that happen during your day. Reinforce the positive. When you see something that matches your chosen view, celebrate it. This tells your brain and the universe that this is important to you. Ignore the opposite. This doesn't mean pretend problems don't exist. It means not giving them more attention than necessary. Deal with issues, but don't dwell on them. Repeat. Keep doing this every day. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Here's a real-life example. Let's say you want to become healthier. Instead of focusing on how unfit you feel, start seeing yourself as a healthy person. Notice when you make good food choices. Celebrate when you take the stairs instead of the elevator. Pay attention to how good you feel after drinking water or getting a good night's sleep. At first, you might only notice small things, but as you keep reinforcing this view, you'll start making more healthy choices without even thinking about it. You're literally changing your reality by changing how you look at it. Okay, so now you know all 4 keys. Let's put them together and talk about how to use this method in your everyday life. Here's a step-by-step guide. Decide what you want. Be clear about your goal. What do you really want in your life? More money? Better relationships? A fulfilling career? Write it down. Imagine you already have it. This is where you use your imagination. Close your eyes and picture yourself already living the life you want. What does it look like? How does it feel? Feel the emotions. This is crucial. Don't just think about having what you want. Feel it. If you want success, feel the pride and satisfaction of being successful. If you want love, feel the warmth and happiness of being in a loving relationship. Act as if. Start behaving like the person who already has what you want. If you want to be confident, start walking and talking like a confident person would. Look for small signs. Pay attention to any little thing that shows your desire is coming true. If you want more money, notice when you find a coin on the street or when someone buys you a coffee. Be grateful. Thank the universe for these small signs. Gratitude reinforces the positive and attracts more good things. Keep believing. This is where patience comes in. Keep believing even when it's hard. Trust that things are working out even if you can't see the big changes yet. Take inspired action. While you're doing all this mental and emotional work, also take real-world actions towards your goal. If an opportunity comes up that feels right, go for it. Remember, this isn't about sitting around daydreaming. It's about changing your inner world so profoundly that your outer world has no choice but to change too. I want to share a personal story with you about how I've used this method myself. At first, I thought it was all a bit silly. I mean, how could just thinking differently change anything? But I decided to give it a try anyway. I was in a job I didn't like, always stressed about money and feeling stuck. So I started imagining myself in a job I loved, feeling financially secure and free. At first, nothing seemed to change, but I kept at it. I started noticing small things. A compliment from a coworker, finding a $20 bill I'd forgotten about, having a really good day at work. I focused on these positives and kept imagining the life I wanted. I also started taking small actions, updating my resume, learning new skills, being more proactive at work. Then, bit by bit, bigger things started happening. I got a promotion at work. Then, an even better job opportunity came up, one that I would have been too scared to apply for before. My finances started improving too. It wasn't overnight, but gradually I found myself worrying less about money and feeling more abundant. The amazing thing was, these changes felt natural. It wasn't like winning the lottery or some miraculous event. It was more like I had gradually shifted onto a different path, one that led to all the things I had been imagining. Now, I use this method all the time. When I want to achieve something new or make a change in my life, I start with these principles. And time again, I've seen incredible results. So there you have it, the mirror principle and how to use it to transform your life. Remember, this isn't about magic or wishful thinking. It's about fundamentally changing how you see yourself and the world around you. The universe reflects back what you put out there. Your inner world shapes your outer reality. Be patient. Changes take time to manifest. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Change how you look at things to change what you see. Now, I want to challenge you to try this for yourself. Pick one area of your life you'd like to improve. Maybe it's your career, your relationships, or your health. Start applying these principles to that area. Imagine what you want. Feel the emotions of already having it. Look for evidence that it's coming true, and keep believing. Give it time. Don't expect overnight miracles, but do expect change. Because when you change how you think and feel on the inside, your outside world has no choice but to change too. Remember, you have the power to shape your life. What you see around you is a reflection of your thoughts and beliefs. So start focusing on what you want and watch how things change. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. I truly believe that if you apply these principles, you can create a life beyond your wildest dreams. So go out there, be the person you want to be, and create the life you desire. The universe is waiting to reflect back all the amazing things you put out there. Good luck, and here's to your incredible future.